Salutations and welcome to Reading Between the Lines. I am your host, the Water Dog, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Blood Lasombra for you. But before I do that, please do me the kind favor of hitting up my sponsor for today's video, Black Chantry Productions. That's right, go to www.blackchantry.com. And right now, gang, we've got the new Blood Lasombra and the new Blood hecata out there for you, so go get them. Tell them the Water Dog sent you. All right, man, let's do it to it, brother. I got a nice review for you today because we're going to kind of just break down exactly what you're going to get. So really, I'm going to be doing three things. I'm going to tell you what you're going to get. I'm going to then break down the new cards. I'm going to tell you in order from worst to first, which I think is from, the best to not the best type of thing. And then finally, I'm going to kind of give you an overall grade like a school teacher that I am, okay? I'm going to say, did you make a 75 or did you make a 97, young man? That's what I'm going to do, okay? So those are the three things that we're going to be doing. So let's do this to it first. Let me pop up myself right here and we're going to talk about it, what you're going to get. So let's start with the crypt, okay? You're going to get 6 vampires. You're going to get 1 each. You're going to get an Azacina. You're going to get a new vampire, Defina Hanganu. You're going to get a new vampire, Egidia Aru. You're going to get a new, well, not a new vampire, an old vampire, but you're going to get one of. You're going to get Gnaeus Emilius Augustinus. You're going to get a Maria del Toro, and you're going to get a Yoan Ong. And so you're going to get 6 cards, 2 of them new, and that's going to be your crypt. Let's move on to the master cards. And the master cards, you get 2 blood dolls. You're going to get a new card. It's going to be the Deadpool. Oh, man. I love it already. 1 Haven Uncovered, 1 Mob Connections, which is kind of a nice reprint. We ain't seen this card in a while, and so that's nice. And then the other great reprint that you're going to get, which is a Monster Archetype card. Great reprint to have. So it's nice to see that this one's put into this particular edition. Okay? Let's go to your actions. 1 Grave Robbing. 4 scouting missions, and a new card. We're going to get 4 Umbrious Clutch. Oh, it's going to be a nice little Ender's Combat card for us. And then we got some political action cards, 2 Parity Shift, and a new card, Raising the Portcullis, which is going to fall hand in hand to exactly what this new Blood's going to do for you. So it kind of goes along the lines of everything that we're talking about today, because we're going to be talking about combat. So here we go. We're going to have in the reaction cards, we're going to have 3 Deflections, 3 Second Tradition Domains, and 2 Shadow Sentinels. Combat package, you're going to get 1 Disarm. I like getting a new Disarm, man. I love that card. You get a nice one to add that to your stuff. 6 Immortal Grapples. We get a new combat card, Shadow Shift. We're going to get 6 of them. 3 Taste of a Tie, and 6 Torn Signposts. And so that's what you're going to get in this set. So, all together, as we're looking at this, make sure I've got my numbers here correct, because sometimes I kind of tend to forget what we're going to get. It's a 54 card set, 48 cards in the library. You're going to get 6 crypt cards, and so that's the set. So, now let's talk about the new cards. Let's kind of break them down here for you, brother. I'm going to be breaking these down for you from what I would call worst to first. You're going to get 6 new cards in this set, 6 of them. And so here we go. In the number 6 slot for me is going to be a vampire, Egidia Aru. She's going to be 8 capacity. She's got a little Protean. She's got big Dominate, big Oblivion, big Potence. Camarilla vampire. After a minion in combat with Egidia leaves the ready region, their controller burns 1 pull, and you get +1 strength. And so just from looking at this vampire alone, you can tell that they've really gone towards the combat package, okay, with this set of Lasombra, where the last time we looked at Lasombra, it was more of a vote bleed. This one's going to combat. And one of the things I'm going to tell you right now, Lasombra is going to be so versatile. They are going to be very versatile. And if I had to, get into it here early, which I am going to do, I'm just going to get into it early, I guess. I think they're going to be a very dominant clan because of all the things that they can do. Oblivion with them is going to be really, really strong. And then having that Potence package and stuff from some of the stuff that we're going to be getting today, they're just going to be very versatile because they're going to be able to bleed, they're going to be able to vote, they're going to be able to do combat, they're going to be able to react, they're going to be able to do everything. So it's going to be a really nice thing. But she's at the number 6 spot because she is designed to simply send vampires to Topor, okay? So basically, Granny has a punch. She has a punch, and so that's always good. In the 5th spot, Shadow Shift. It's a combat card, Oblivion. At the inferior, Additional Strike, limited. And at the superior, a Maneuver. Man, what Lasombra is going to be able to do for you with Oblivion is it's just basically going to make like a Bruja style of combat, you know, where Bruja's got Potence, of course, and then they've got Celerity. Now, what is not going to be taking place is that you're not going to be able to get the additional strikes thus far, okay? But man, you've got ways to dodge, you've got ways to, you know, maneuver, you've got ways to additional strike now, you've got ways to end combat now. And so having a combat card like Shadow Shift just makes them really, really good, okay? Where Oblivion is going to be superior to Celerity, in my opinion, is the fact that with Oblivion, you get stealth, okay? So you have a lot of cards that you can just, you know, get rid of and play and utilize. And so being able to have stealth combat is just really good with this discipline. Oblivion is going to blow things out of the park, I believe. But that's just me. Call me a crazy water dog. Let's go to the number 4 spot. We got a political action, Raising the Portcullis. It requires a Lasombra. A successful referendum means this card is put in play. While your prey controls a vampire and torpor, vampires you control get +1 bleed. Vampires can call a referendum to burn this card as a +1 stealth political action. A Methuselah can have only one, Raising the Portcullis. And so this falls right in line with your combat stuff. Put somebody in torpor, and now all of a sudden you're getting a bleed for a +1. So your vampires are bleeding at the additional thing. And here's the great thing. You get one vampire into torpor, right? You get this card into play, you've got that +1 bleed. You can just take bleed actions because at some point they're going to have to block. And guess what? You're still in combat, okay? You're still in combat. So there you go. It's just a good card. It's a good political card, especially for Lasombra who can vote because they have so many different ways now that they can, you know, gain votes and stuff. And so, like I said, Lasombra is just going to become really, really powerful with all this. This is a good addition. At the 3 spot, Umbrella's Clutch. This is an action card, requires Oblivion. It's a +1 stealth action. At the inferior, take a direct action to enter combat with a minion. At the superior, as above, and this acting vampire gets 1 optional maneuver during that combat. Okay, now, you're gonna get this at a +1 stealth action, which means almost guaranteed, for the most part, because you're playing Oblivion, you're going to get this action off. And that means you're going to get into this action, you're going to be able to enter combat, and you're going to get that maneuver, okay? Which then is going to allow you to get close, okay? It's going to allow you to immortal grapple, and it's going to allow you to beat crap up. That's exactly what it's going to do, man. It's exactly what it's going to do. And so this is a really good enters combat card. And it's going to fall in the number 3 spot. Oh, but it gets better. The number 2 spot. Deadpool. This is a master card, requires a Lasombra. It is unique. Put this card in play after a vampire in combat with a Lasombra you control leaves the ready region. You can add 1 counter to this card. During a bleed action or the polling step of any referendum, a Lasombra you control can burn 1 counter from this card to get +2 bleed or +2 votes. So it's just going right in line to everything that you've already got going on. Alrighty? You put a vampire into torpor, you get a counter on there. This is really good. Get a counter on there, okay? Alrighty? And now, the other thing is if you've got Raising the Portcullis in play, okay, without playing any other additional cards, you're sending a vampire to torpor, got that counter on your Deadpool, you got your Raise the Portcullis into play, okay, you can bleed for 4. You can bleed for 4. And here's the other thing, man. They still got Dominate. Okay? So you can govern bleed. Bleeding for 3. Raise the Portcullis. Now you're bleeding for 4. Deadpool. Now you're bleeding for 6. And you haven't played a modifier. You haven't played a modifier, man. Not yet. Not yet you have. It can get really brutal. It can get really, really brutal. So there you go. And so that's why Deadpool is at the number 2 spot. But it doesn't take away the number 1 spot. By the way, this game is called Vampire: The Eternal Struggle. So for me, yes, the best card in the whole package is going to be a vampire. Dafina Hanganu, she is really, really good. Lasombra, she's got a little fortitude, big dominate, big oblivion, big potence. Camarilla, Prince of Constanza. Dafina can enter combat with a minion as a D action. She is a capacity. All right. Now, why do I love this so much? I'm going to tell you exactly why I love this so much. You've got a Theobel that's titled. You got a Theobel that has fortitude. You got a Theobel that has a lot of good stealth, okay? And so what you're going to be able to do with her is you're going to be able to not only take her own action to enter combat, but with fortitude, because you should be able to get the action off with oblivion. You're going to be able to unlock. You're going to be able to do an Umbrous Clutch, okay? You're going to be able to unlock, and then you can do a Bum's Rush. You're going to make sure you finish the job with her. You know, this is a vampire that's just going to sink other vampires. This is exactly what it's going to do. And the other thing is this is what's going to make it even better. It's a prince. And so second tradition, they decide to take an action against you, she's unlocking. Theobel don't do that. She does. To have a prince that can enter combat for you, to have those disciplines, the way those disciplines line up, she's powerful, man. And that's why she takes the #1 spot. That's your 6 new cards. That's what you're going to be getting in this package. That's your 6 new cards. Let's talk about this set as a whole. I do think it's a great new blood. I think it's a very good new blood for you. The downside of it to me is going to be the crypt that you get, okay? And that is because you're going to get 2 new vampires. 2 new vampires you're adding. And if you combine that with the original Lasombra starter, you still only now have 11 new Lasombra vampires. Okay? When we talk about hecata, that's going to be a whole other different package because you're going to you got a lot of vampires in hecata. But here, adding the 2, you only are going to have a total of 11 Lasombra vampires. Okay? The other thing is that they are repeating vampires in the new blood that they're already giving you 2 of. Okay? That they're already giving you 2 of in the starter set. Okay? So if you're already getting 2 of something, in this I would like to see something else so that when I buy my starter and I buy my new blood, you see what I'm saying? Then I'm getting 2 of most of the vampires, okay? Instead of 3 of the vampires and 1 of the vampires. Does that make sense? So hopefully I hope that does for you. But here's what I'm saying. I would like to have seen Anzane Arriaga. I would like to see that one reprinted. Kamaludin, that one. And then a Rinaldo Albizi. I think if we would have taken those 3 vampires and put 1 of them in there instead of the ones that are being duplicated. Because if you go to the starter set, you get 2 Niases, 2 Ewans, and 2 Marias. Okay? Well, that's why I would rather have the other vampires. Simply because now I'm going to get more of 2. So that's really, to me, that's, it's kind of a flaw. But I do realize that you're more likely going to play more copies of Nias, more copies of Ewan, and more copies of Maria. But still, from my perspective, I want 2 of everything because I'm going to buy, typically speaking, I'm going to buy, 2 starter sets at the minimum and 2 new bloods at the minimum, okay? And then that really kind of evens out the crypt for me a whole lot better for how I might want to make changes or this, that, and the other, okay? And so that to me is a flaw. Other than that, to me, the set's really, really good. I love the reprints here, okay? Especially things like Monster. I think Monster is a great reprint. So to have Monster, Mob Connections, which is something we haven't seen since 3rd edition. So it's been 2006 since we've had a reprint of Mob Connections. And so that's kind of key to get to, okay? Nice to get an extra one of the Grave Robin, okay? And then get a Disarm. I love getting the extra disarm, okay? So some nice reprints, I do think that Monster was a much needed reprint. I like having that extra one of Mob Connections. And so, good set, like it very much. And if I'm gonna give it a grade, I'm giving it a grade. And I'm your school teacher, okay? On my scale of 0 to 100, I'm gonna give this new blood Lasombra a 90. Yeah, it hits that A- for you, brother. Okay? That's all I got time for, man. Appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy this channel. If you please do me the kind favor of hitting that subscribe button. It means a whole lot to me. Thank you very much. Gang, y'all take care.